All right, Halima, let's get started. I don't know why everyone else is taking too long to join. So I think we should start the session. Uh, but before starting something new, just wanted to confirm if you have any doubt relating to the previous discussion that we did on Wednesday. We were discussing about the cash flow statement. If you were able to recall, we already did operating cash flow from operating activities. Then after that, I think we did few questions based on the investing activities as well, and I gave few questions as a homework to you. The purpose of the agenda for the today's session will be to discuss the cash flow from the financing activity. So just before going forward in this chapter, just wanted to confirm if you have any doubt relating to the previous discussion that we did. Halima, any
That's
doubts?
clear.
Everything's clear. Okay. Okay. So so today we'll be discussing about the cash flow from the financing activity. Just give me a moment so that I can switch to the PowerPoint and the notepad. Okay. So we discussed all these things in the previous sections of the chapter. Now, going forward, we'll be discussing about the cash flow from financing activity. So, talking about the financing activity, we'll first of all try to understand what is financing activity, what are the various items or activities that exhibit under the or the included under the financing activities. All right, and we'll after discussing the meaning and the various items that falls under this category, we'll try to discuss few questions based on the financing activities. And yeah, this is it. So all right, so let's get started with the first of all with the meaning of the financing activity. So if I need to explain what is financing activity, we can say that activities which are which basically result in the change or change in the size or composition of the owner's capital, like the equity and the preferential capital, the size and the composition of the owner's capital changes, or if there are borrowings taken by the enterprise, all these activities are considered as the financing activity. So listen to me very carefully. I'm saying that all activities which are causing any change in the composition or size of the owner's fund or the borrowed fund, that kind of activity is called the financing activity. All right, so let me just quickly write these things so that it can get more clear for you. So I want you to note this down in your notebooks. Okay, so talking about the financing activity, we'll first of all learn about the meaning of the financing activity. So if you need to define financing activity, we can say financing activities are the activities which result in size and
Sir, are you writing? Because we can't see your screen.
you're not able to see my screen.
No.
Yeah, I'm writing. Is it visible now?
No. Something else is there.
Now is it?
Yes, yes.
I'm sorry. All right. So yeah, this is the meaning of the financing activity. Financing activities are the activities which result in the change in size and composition of the owner's capital. Like the preference share capital and the equity share capital. And borrowings. All right. So if we need to define financing activity, we can say financing activities are those activities which result in change in size or the composition of the owner's capital, including the equity share and the preference share capital, borrowings, that is including the venture of the enterprise from the other sources. And if I need to give you a few example of the financing activity, let me just that as well. So if we talk about the activities under the financing activities which lead to the cash inflow, we can write down the following. Number one, issue of shares in cash, which will lead to inflow of cash. Issue of shares in cash. Then it could be issue of debenture in cash. Then we can also write down proceed from long-term borrowings. Security premium that we have received on issue of debenture or shares. Increase in balance of or like overdraft or overdraft by the enterprise, increase in overdraft. Okay, similarly, the item which lead to the outflow include the following. Number one, there could be payment of loans. This is the financing activity leading to cash outflow. Similarly, there could be redemption of preference shares or debenture as well, which lead to the cash outflow. All right, and if I need to give you a few more examples, we can write down buyback of shares. Payment of dividends. Right, and there can also be payment of interest as well. Payment of interest on debentures or any other loan or long-term borrowings. Okay, and if there is like premium that we are paying on the redemption of preference shares or debenture, such premium also lead to the cash out. So you can also write that premium on redemption of preference shares and debentures. All right, is that clear, Alima and Mariam? Abin and Alexander did not join us.
Clear.
I think you are joining late, Mariam. So let me quickly tell you, cash flow from financing activity means all those activities which lead to the change in size or composition of the owned fund or the borrowed fund. All right, and these are few items that lead to the inflow and outflow of cash and falls under the category of the financing activity. If I need to talk about the items that falls under the category of the financing activity and lead to the cash inflow, we can take these items as the example of the financing activity: issue of shares in cash, issue of debenture in cash, received from long-term borrowing, security premium reserve, or security premium received on issue of preference shares or equity, and increase in the overall overdraft. Similarly, if we talk about the outflow of cash because of the financing activity, it includes the payment of loan, redemption of preference shares, buyback of share, payment of dividend, payment of interest, premium on redemption of preference shares or debentures. So these are few examples. There could be other items as well that fall under the category of the financing activity. But for now, I think this is sufficient. This is fair enough to understand. Now, let's do one thing. Let's do a few questions based on the cash flow from financing activity to make the entire thing more understandable for you. All right, and yeah. Okay, so I think we can start with the question. I'm showing you the question number 1 that we based on the financing activity. This is the question number 16. It says Jalco Limited provides the following information. It requires us to calculate the net cash flow from financing activity. Okay. Now you can see that we have the information given relating to the 2 years, basically for the 31st March 2020 and 31st March 2021. Now the first information on the right hand side of the table regarding the equity share capital considered as the opening value of the equity share capital at the current in the current year, and the left hand side value indicate the closing value of the equity share capital for the same year. All right. So one is the opening value, other is the closing value. Then we have 12% debenture. At the beginning, it was like 1 lakh, and at the end of the year, it is 2 lakh. Then interest paid on debenture is 19,000, which is given in the question directly. Dividend paid in the year 50,000. During the year, Jalco Limited issued bonus share in the ratio of 5:1. 5:1 by capitalizing reserve. Okay. So, how are we going to solve this section? All right, so let's just start with the solution. But before that, I want you to take the screenshot of this question. Do it quickly. Let me know once you are done.
Done.
Okay. Solution to question number 16. Question requires us to prepare the cash flow from financing activity. So we'll start with the statement. Showing cash flow from financing activities. Okay. So the first thing which is given in the question is given regarding the equity share capital. Now you can clearly see that at the beginning of the year, equity share capital was 10 lakh, and at the end of the year, it is 12 lakh. So that means we have further issued equity share capital, right? Valuing 12 lakh. Is that clear? I mean, if this is clear or not, you are able to understand that at the beginning of the year, equity share capital was 10, and at the end of the year, if it is 12 lakh, that means we have further issued 12 lakh of equity share capital. But before writing that in the statement, we need to ensure that how much cash have flown in because of the issuing of the equity share capital. Now you read the third additional information very carefully. It says during the year, Jalco Limited have issued bonus share. Bonus share is what? Bonus share is basically the free shares of the company, kind of, which is issued to the existing shareholders. All right. So what does this say? It says that for each for every 5 shares, company have issued 1 equity share as the bonus share. 5:1 basically means company is issuing 1 share for every 5 shares held by the equity shareholder. So let's suppose at the beginning of the year, total shareholders were 10 lakh. Total shares held by the shareholders were 10 lakh. Is that right? And company have issued 1 share for every 5 shares held by the shareholder. So this way you will be able to determine the total amount of share issued by company as the equity share capital, as the bonus share. Sorry. So it should be 2 lakhs, I guess, right? Just a moment. Yeah, okay. Now see, these shares Everyone is able to understand this calculation. Let me do this again. Bonus share issued. You don't have to write this down. Just I'm trying to explain something. What is the value of the total bonus share issued? So every shareholder is getting one share for 5 shares that he held in the company. So if the total shareholders, total equity shares are of 10 lakh, all right, and everybody is going to get one share against 5 shares they held in the company. It means company will be issuing 2 lakh. Company will be issuing equity share value in 2 lakh. Correct? All right, but because these are bonus share, so this does not cause any inflow of cash. Will there be any inflow of cash? Will there be any inflow of cash if company is issuing these shares on bonus basis? Answer is no. There will be no inflow. So if you pay close attention to the question, the equity share capital that we have issued in the current year is, at the beginning it was 10 lakh and at the end of the year it is 12 lakh. So the additional 2 lakh that has been issued as a equity share capital has been issued as a bonus share. And this is not causing any inflow of cash. So therefore, we won't write anything in the cash flow statement. You understand that there is no cash inflow because of the issue of the equity share. All the shares issued in the current year is issued as a bonus share. So therefore we don't have to write anything. Basically, proceeds from issue of shares, issue of equity share will be considered as nil. Why? We have issued 2 lakh equity shares in the current year. Still we are writing nil. Why? Because all the shares issued in the current year is issued as a bonus share. So therefore we don't have to write anything. Why? Because bonus share does not cause any inflow of cash. Alright. Now talking about the debentures. 12% debenture at the beginning of the year, debentures was 1 lakh, and at the end of the year we have 2 lakh by way of debenture. So that means we have issued debenture and we must have received 1 lakh extra on account of debenture. So we'll write this as issue of debenture. Proceed from lakh at the end of the year, 1 lakh at the beginning of the year. So this means we have issued 1 lakh more, and there is going to be inflow of 1 lakh in the current. Correct? Is that clear? Understood?
How we got that 2000? Wait, that's debenture.
Yeah, we are talking about the debenture. At the end of the year, it was 2 lakh. Huh? And at the beginning of the year, it was 1 lakh. So that means in the current year, how
1 lakh.
debenture of how much value we have issued? 1 lakh, na?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in the additional information, it also says that we paid interest on debenture. So because we are paying interest on debenture, this thing needs to be subtracted, right? Interest on debentures. Should be subtracted. 19,000. Is that clear?
This
Then
19 in bracket
dividend-
meaning minus, and it will be minus from that 1 lakh.
Yeah. All the negative items can be written in the bracket indicating negative value.
Negative meaning outflow.
Yeah, that means outflow. Payment of interest on debenture will lead to the outflow of cash. So therefore, I'm writing this in the bracket indicating that it is the outflow of cash from the business.
Okay.
Second additional information says dividend paid in the year 50,000. Okay, we are paying dividend. Dividend is being paid on the equity shares held by the shareholders. So dividend that we are paying need to be subtracted. Why? Because this will cause outflow of cash. Dividend paid during the year. All right, 50,000. So 50,000 need to be subtracted. Further, question talks about the bonus issue that we have already considered. So this is it. There is nothing much in the question. So we can just finalize the question and find out the answer. 1 lakh minus 19,000 minus 50,000. We will get the answer. And answer will be 31,000. And since we are getting the answer in positive value, so therefore this will be considered as the cash flow from financing activities. All right, or you can also write down net cash flow from financing activities. I hope this is clear, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was our question number 16. Mariam, is that clear to you? Shall we proceed to the next question now? Okay then, so next question, everyone. It's question number 17. And I want to try this question. Okay, I'll do that later, but I just want you to first try this on your own, then I'll show you the correct solution of the question. Just let me know once you are done, okay? Done, Mariam, Halima?
Yes, I got 42,000.
You got 42,000. Mariam, what
Yes.
about you? For the answer? Yeah, 42. Is that what you have got as well? Yeah, by the way, Halima, you did it correct. You're right. 42 is the right answer for this question. Well done, good job. Well done, Mariam. Good job. So with that, I think we can move to the next question now. Question number 18. Since you did the previous question, I'm presuming that you will be able to do this one as well. However, this one is little difficult comparing with the previous one, but still I want you to give it a try at least. All right, and then after that, then I'll explain that to you. I think that will be more understandable for you. So I just want you to give it a try, and once you are done, let me know whether you are getting the right answer or not, and then I'll help you solve it correctly. But still, I want you to try it once. Okay, Halima and Mariam. Okay, Halima, right?
Sir, in additional information, equity shares were issued at 31st March 2021. So what does that
Mhm.
mean?
Equity share being issued on 31st March 2021. It means that we have issued the equity share at the end of the year. So the dividend that will be paid on the opening value of the equity share. There is information given in the question regarding the payment of the dividend, right? You are able to see that on the second information. It says interim dividend on equity share was to be paid at rate 15%. So dividend will be paid on which shareholding? It will be paid on such number of share or the such value of the equity share which is held throughout the year. All right. Now see, at the beginning of the year it was 4 lakh equity share capital, and at the end of the year it is 5,25,000. And so that the additional 1,25,000 equity shares that we have raised has been raised at the end of the year. So for that, there is no the shareholder are not entitled for any equity are not entitled for any kind of interim dividend. So interim dividend of 15% will be calculated on the opening value of the equity share capital. You understand that now?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So from there, from this 4 lakh, we can like add in our financing
no,
activities.
No. See.
Sorry.
First of all, the proceeds from equity share will be 1,25,000. That will be written in the cash flow from financing activity, right? Okay, just let me just do this question for you. All right, will that be okay?
Okay.
All right. So first thing is regarding the equity share capital, right? So we'll be writing that as proceed from issue of equity share capital. At the beginning, it was 4 lakh. At the end, it is 5,25,000. So that means
1,25,000.
we have issued. Yes. So there is an inflow of cash of 1,25,000 by way of proceed from issue of share capital. All right. And it says regarding the let's just we'll focus upon the additional information later. But first of all, let's just cover the information that is being given in the table. It also says, and regarding the 10% preferential capital at the end, at the beginning it was 5,50,000. At the end of the year, this is 4 lakh, right? So that means we have redeemed the preference share capital. You understand that if there is a reduction in the value of the preference share capital, that shows that we have redeemed the preference share capital. There is a redemption of preference share capital, so that will lead to the outflow of cash. But regarding the preference share, there is a additional information, number 3 given in the question, which says preference shares were redeemed on 31st of March at a premium of 5%. Premium paid was debited to statement of profit and loss account. Okay, so at the time of redeeming the preference shares, we are redeeming the preference shares on the basically on at a premium of 5%. So let me just do that calculation. Write this as redemption of, and this will be subtracted obviously. Redemption of preference share. So there is a redemption of what value? From 5,50,000, it goes down to 4 lakh. That means we have redeemed preference share up to the value of 1,50,000. All right, and we have also paid 5% premium on the redemption of preference share. So premium on redemption of preference share. So you need to tell me on what value we will be calculating 5%. 5% of what? Tell me. Premium will be calculated on which value? 5% into, tell me. On what value we will be calculating 5% premium that we have paid on the redemption of the preference shares? Whether I need to calculate it on 4 lakh or on the 5 lakh or 50,000?
4 lakh.
No, we will calculate it on the 5 lakh because we have redeemed the debenture at the end of the year. So that means preference share for the entire year, the preference shareholder balance has been maintained at 5,50,000, right? So we will have to pay the interest on that amount only, the amount that we have maintained throughout the year. Okay, so 5,50,000 has been maintained throughout the year, and at the end of the year, we have repaid 1,50,000 to the preference shareholder. So the interest that will be payable to the preference shareholder will be on the basis of 5,50,000. Got it? Is that clear? So on just a second. So on 5,50,000, we'll be calculating 5%. So this is, it should be, I guess, 27,000. No? Just a minute. Sorry. We have paid 1,50,000 as a redemption of debenture. No, I'm sorry. And we have to pay it on premium. So on 1,50,000, we will be paying 5% extra. So we have to calculate 5% on the 1,50,000. I just calculated in dividend on preference share. I'm sorry. 5% on 1,50,000 will be, I think it will be 7,500.
Yes, 7,500.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So I'm writing this in bracket indicating that it is a outflow of cash. Next item is security premium reserve. So security premium reserve is increasing, right? So we'll write this as increase in security premium reserve. Increase in security premium reserve 1,25,000. Understood, everyone? Is that clear? Then regarding the debentures, it says at the beginning of the year debentures were 3 lakh and at the end of the year it is 4 lakh. That means we have issued debenture this year. 1 lakh of debenture has been issued. But in the additional information for it says 12% debenture of face value were issued on 31st of March 2021. Okay, so we have issued the debenture at the end of the year. Okay, so, but anyways, because we have issued debenture having a value of 1 lakh, that indicate that there is an inflow of 1 lakh proceeds from issue of debenture. Okay. Then, okay, now let's see that there is a 12%, it is a 12% debenture, so we have to pay the interest on debenture as well, right? So at the end of the year, we will have to pay the interest on debenture, and interest will be paid on that balance which has been maintained throughout the year. Now you have to tell me, at the beginning of the year, debentures were 3 lakh, at the end of the year, it is 4 lakh. All right, and it is given in the question that we have issued the debenture on 31st of March 2021. That means at the end of the year, debentures were being issued. Now, you have to tell me, when it comes to the payment of interest on debenture at the rate of 12%, you have to tell me that on which value I need to pay the interest on debenture. Whether I should give the interest on debenture at the opening value, which is 3 lakh, or I shall basically pay the debenture at the closing value, which is 4 lakh. Now tell me.
Opening value.
Opening value, right?
Lakh.
Mariam is saying 4 lakh. Okay, Mariam, you are wrong. We will be paying the interest on debenture on that amount which has been maintained throughout the year. All right, so the balance of 3 lakh has been maintained throughout the year. Now, at the end of the year, we have issued 1 lakh. So 1 lakh debenture has been issued only at the end of the year. So those debenture holders are not entitled for interest. Why? Because they just got the debenture. So who are the debenture holder who will be getting the interest? Those debenture holders only who held the debentures throughout the year. So there are debenture holders having a value of 3 lakh are entitled for debentures since they are holding the debentures from the beginning of the year. Payment of interest. On the, it will be calculated on that into 12%. And because we are paying this amount, so it will lead to the outflow of cash. So therefore, writing this in negative in bracket. Okay. Then question also. Yeah. Okay. We skipped the second item. Interim dividend on equity share was paid at 15%. So interim dividend that we are paying for the equity share, we'll have to calculate that as well. Interim dividend paid. So interim dividend will be paid on which value? On the, tell me, whether I should pay the interim dividend on 4 lakh or 5 lakh 25,000. Interim dividend on equity. Tell me quickly. On which value I should pay the interim dividend? Malina and Mariam, whether I should pay it on the opening balance or the closing balance.
Opening only.
Yeah. Why opening? Because we have issued the equity share at the end of the year. Additional equity share that we are issuing in the current year, like at the beginning it was 5 lakh and at the end it's 5 lakh 25,000. So it simply proves that we have further issued 1 lakh 25,000 equity share. And if it were issued at the beginning of the year, we would have paid the interest on, sorry, we would have to pay the dividend on equity on 5 lakh 25,000. But question specifically says that the additional equity which is being issued is issued on 31st of March 2021. So since it has been issued on the 31st of March 2021, so that means the additional equity shares that we are issuing on that amount we are not entitled to. We are not obliged to pay the interest. Oh, sorry, the interim dividend. All right. So therefore, we pay the interim dividend upon 4 lakh. On 4 lakh, we will pay the interim dividend at the rate of 15%, as it is given the question, 15%. So this will be 60,000 on equity shareholder as the dividend. Got it? Is that clear? Okay. Now, see, always remember that if we are paying the dividend on equity share, then we must have to pay the dividend on the preference share as well. All right, preference share need to be paid the interest on, sorry, paid the dividend as well. Preference shares on dividend on preference shares should also be paid. So now you tell me whether I should pay the dividend on the preference shares on which value, on 5,50,000 or 4 lakh. Considering that preference shares were redeemed on 31st of March. Tell me quickly.
5,50,000 previous year.
Again on the opening value. Are you sure? We are redeeming the preference on. We are redeeming the preference shares on 31st of March 2021.
Redeemed on
so
21.
It is, yeah, at the end of the year only. So that means throughout the year, which balance has been maintained? Throughout the year, we must have maintained the balance of 5,50,000, right? And at the end of the year, we have redeemed for 1,50,000 out of it. You are right. You are absolutely correct that we should pay the interest on, the dividend on preference shares at the opening value. Less payment of dividend on preference shares. Okay, so on basically 5,50,000, we'll calculate the interest at the rate of dividend at the rate of 10%. Why 10%? Because the preference share are of 10%. It says in the question itself, 10% preference share cap. So 10% will be 55,000. We'll subtract. Done. This is it. These are all the items that we need to subtract and add. Now you can figure out the cash flow from financing activity. Do it quickly. Let me know the final answer. So cash flow from financing activity should be in positive, and I think it should be 41,500. Yeah, Mariam have got the same answer, 41,500. Good, Mariam, well done. Halima, you are getting the answer, 41,500.
Yes, same.
Same. All right, then. So this is it. Okay, now let's talk about the next question. Okay, moving to the question number 19. This is just a small question. I want to give it a try quickly.
Sir, here payment of loans will be minus by long-term loans.
Sorry, payment of loan will be subtracted from?
By, yes, from 50,000. 1 lakh minus 50,000.
Yeah, see, basically, in order to solve this question, you will have to prepare long-term loan account. Only then you will be able to determine how much amount that we have paid as a loan, okay, and what amount we are raising as a long-term loan. Kindly prepare a long-term loan account, and then only try figuring out the cash flow from financing activity.
And the working notes.
Yeah, as a working note, prepare the long-term loan account. Do you want me to solve this question? Even if any one of you having any problem solving this, just let me know so that I can
We'll try.
show you how you want to try it. All right, you can do it.
Sir, can you do this one?
Yeah, sure. Okay, Mariam, you are also not able to solve it. Mariam, confirm. Okay, so Mariam is not saying anything. I'm presuming that you are not. I think you're not able to solve it. So never mind, no issues. You'll have to take the difference. Okay, just wait. I'm showing you how can we solve this question. Okay, so one thing is very clear from the question that during the year the company repaid loan of 1 lakh. So we can straightforward write that it keeps in the question. Repayment of No, 1 lakh. And this definitely needs to be subtracted because we are repaying the loan. Now, in order to determine whether we have further borrowed any amount as a long-term loan or not, for that purpose, we will have to make a loan account. All right. So just pay attention, try to understand long-term loan account. So as the opening balance of the loan is already given in the question, as you can see. So we'll write the opening balance on the credit side because loan is a liability. Na? Everyone knows that the balance of the liability is written on the opening balance is written on the credit side. So we'll write this as by balance BD. 2 lakh. And closing balance on the other hand, debit side of the long-term loan account to balance sheet. It is 2,50,000 as given in the question. And it further says that we repaid some amount. Now we have repaid 1 lakh, so that needs to be written on the debit side as well because there is a reduction on the liability, and whenever liability reduces, we need to write that on the debit side by bank account. This indicate repayment. 1 lakh has been repaid. Okay. Now this is it. This is the information which is given in the question. Now what do we need to do? We just need to basically balance both the sides, and you can see the difference arising on the credit side this time. So like totaling this, we'll get 3,50,000 on the credit side. All right, and subtracting 2 lakh out of it, we'll get the balance. The balancing figure that we will be getting here on the credit side will be considered as the further amount of loan that we have taken. All right, this will be basically by bank account. This indicate loan taken this year. Okay, this is the balancing figure. Balancing figure. And the amount for that will be, I guess, it will be 1,50,000. And now totaling this, we should get the same answer. 3,50,000 on both the sides. Okay. So from this account, we know we got the value of the loan that we have taken this year, and we can write that here. Loan, long-term loan taken. One lakh 50,000. This is it. Now we need to just total it. And totaling it, we will be getting the positive 50,000. This will indicate cash flow or net cash flow from financing activity. I hope this is clear to both of you now, Mariam and Halima. Is that clear, yes or no?
Sir, can you explain that table again?
Table. Okay. See, there is nothing much in the table. See, firstly, we need to prepare the long-term loan account, right? So in that account, we need to write down the opening balance and the closing balance of the long-term loan account. Opening balance is as it is given in the question, 2 lakh. So we wrote it on the here. and the closing balance is here. And it further provided in the question itself that we have repaid 1 lakh. So that need to be shown on the debit side. All right. All we need to now do is balance both the sides. But at the time of balancing both the side, we figure out that on the credit side, there is some 1,50,000 difference arising, and that difference that is rising on the credit side indicate the amount of loan that we have taken this year. Okay, the balancing figure that we have got on the credit side indicate the amount of loan that we have borrowed this year, and writing that value, and after totaling it, we will get the same value on the credit and debit side itself. This is how we
get 1,50,000.
Yeah, that's how we got 1,50,000, and that is what I need to transfer into the cash flow financing activity statement. All right. Is that clear now? Mariam, is that clear to you? Okay. Okay. All right. So this is it, everyone. Now I have one. I think let's do one question wherein we need to prepare the entire cash flow statement. This is the question I want to give it a try. Or yeah, we have around 10 minutes. I think we'll be able to solve this question within that time frame. I have some other question that I can give you as a homework. So I want you to give it a try. See, there are certain items which is related to the operating activity. There are certain items which are related to the investing, and then there are certain items which are related to the financing activity. So considering all these information, you just have to prepare the entire cash flow statement. All right, will you be able to do that? Just let me know, or I think you should give it a try first. And if you are not able to solve it, I'll definitely help you explain, understand, and solve this question for you as well. So, but I want you to give it a try. All right, will that be okay, Mariam? Okay, okay, all right.
Done.
Done, Halima, you got the answer?
Yes. I check
Okay,
it's
answer
correct
is already
here.
yeah, answer is already there on screen. I think you can compare your solution with the given answer. Just tell me that you are getting the same values as given in the question itself and in the picture.
It's same.
Cash flow from it is same, everything is same. All right. I'm assuming that Mariam would have also done it.
Do we have net
And
increase in cash and cash equivalents in cash flow?
Yeah. All right. So I think I'm not sure whether Mariam is able to solve it or not. I'm assuming that because she's not responding, so I'm assuming that she got the right answer as well. So okay, Mariam, good job, well done.
Sir, is it
Now, since all
important
of you
to
have
like calculate this cash and cash equivalents?
sorry,
Is it important to find this cash and cash equivalents? Because in the question it's
is it
given net
important
profits
to
from year.
just a minute. The just operating cash inflow is 2,20,000. Then we got investment 3 lakh, 5,20,000, and okay, and then subtracted 5 lakh, we got 20,000. And yeah, we see after calculating the net increase in cash flow, we have to add the opening balance of the cash given in the question. And then after adding it, you will get the cash and cash equivalent at the end of the year. See, it is given in the question, must be there in the question. Na? Just tell me, the net cash inflow is what? Net cash inflow should be 20,000. You should have got 20,000, everyone.
Sir,
Okay,
I
let
want
me
to know
just
how
show
we
you.
got it. Yes. Sure.
Let me show you. See, this is how we will present it. We got the opening, cash flow from operating activity 2,20,000. Investing we got it 3 lakh, and from financing we got 5 lakh negative. So ultimately, subtracting 3 lakh and 2,20,000 out of 5 lakh, we will get the 20,000 positive. Net cash inflow will be positive 20,000, right? This is the final answer. But in order to determine the overall cash and cash equivalent at the end of the year, we will have to add the opening cash and cash equivalent, which is given in the question. You are able to see that? We got 20,000 and adding opening cash and cash balance, which is already given in the question. We got 1,50,000. And adding the net cash inflow, we should be getting the same closing balance, 1,70,000, which is given in the question itself. You are clear now? Is this clear? Mariam, I'm sorry, I'm not able to clearly hear you. Mariam and Halima. Is that clear? Yes or no?
It's clear. That 5 lakh is in bracket, which means that sum of operating activities and investing activities and finance will be subtracted by these financing activities.
Yes. First of all, you will add 3 lakh plus 2 and 2,20,000. You will get 5,20,000 positive, and subtracting 5 lakh out of it, we will get the positive 20,000. All right. Okay, I'm assuming that everyone is
That's how
clear.
companies find their cash and cash equivalents.
Yes, this is how we figure out cash and cash. Okay, now I want you to take the screenshot of this question number 21. I'll be giving you the question wherein you will be required to prepare the entire cash flow statement. That is, there will be items given from the operating and investing and financing. You have to figure out everything and prepare the cash flow statement overall. All right, and these questions are very, very important, since these type of question is there is a possibility, there is a high possibility that such question can be asked in the examination. Question number 21, take the screenshot. Just let me know once you are done. Question number 20. Question number 22, take the screenshot as well.